1960, Little Joy. I was born in 1953. When I was a little girl, I was so loved. I remember my mother calling me her ginger cookie. I love that. My mother would hold me on her lap and talk sweetly to me. In 1960, my mother stopped loving me. I never knew why or what I did. One night, my mother rushed out of the house with my grandmother. And later that night, Grandmommy came back without my mother. She told us we had a new baby sister. I didn't believe her. I wanted my mother. I was crying so hard. I had just lost my father the month before. I was afraid my mother was dead too. To calm me, Grandmommy promised to take me to the hospital to see my mother in the morning. The next day at the hospital was the first time my mother rejected me. When I went to hug her, she said, "No, I can't hug you. I have to be clean for the baby." I was so sad. When she came home with the baby, things changed. When the baby's father would come over, I was sent upstairs alone. He'd bring pizza. I could smell it, but I wasn't included. My older half-sister was different towards me too. She became mean. What did I do to make my mother stop loving me and make my older half-sister start hating me? I remember praying. I said, "Lord Jesus, God, please change my mother back the way she was before." I was so confused. I prayed and I prayed. I was a little girl. I needed love from my mother. I needed love from my half-sister. But I was denied. When I was alone upstairs, I found ways to occupy myself. There was a nook in the corner of the room that I made my own. It had a window and shelves where I placed my cigar boxes, which held my treasures. Buttons, swatches of cloth, my sewing kit, crayons, paintbrush and paints, glue, and other collectibles. Under the window was my table and chairs, just the right size for me. I put my tea service out for my private party. I learned to love myself. I learned to be